Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. That's the Appleton Oak. This is The Answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are taking a look at 2019's Little Women. Now, this is a first-time watch for me. All I know is that it's a period piece, and it's got a handful of stars in it, so let's see what it's all about.
He just said all I know about the movie as well, but I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to give this a watch.
Yeah, don't know all that much about the movie. First time watch for me, so came across, recommended for us. I'm banking that it's going to be good. So
all I know is Greta directs it. Stellar cast by what I can tell here, so I am looking forward to it. Let's bring it on. Let's go.
This is Frankie. Frankie is a good man, hardworking mechanic, working 10-hour shifts and absolutely loves his job. So when a careless shop owner decides not to clean his slick, oily slip and slide 5W30 floor, and Frankie slips, falls, and lands oblique first onto a Phillips screwdriver, he needs somebody who can fight on his side and pay for that catastrophic fail. And that somebody is Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with more than 1,000 lawyers and 4,000 case staff ready to fight for you. But Frankie is worried because he doesn't have the cash to pay for expensive legal fees. But worry no more, because Morgan & Morgan doesn't charge you any sign-up fees or other upfront costs. The fee is free unless you win. But Frankie is conflicted about the situation. He doesn't want to sue his boss, even if his boss hasn't talked to him since the incident. But Frankie, when you sue for an injury, you're not suing your lazy boss, you're suing his insurance company. There's no reason to feel bad for getting the compensation you deserve. So if you've been a victim in a car accident, medical malpractice, workplace injury, or any other personal injury, you can hit the link in the description to get Morgan & Morgan to fight for you. Frankie did, and he sure is thankful Morgan & Morgan had his back. And his oblique.
good way to keep optimistic about life.
Yep. Nice quote. Heyo. I always butcher her name.
Excuse me? I was looking for the weekly volcano office. A friend of mine desired me to offer a story by her.
Not a first attempt, I take it?
No, sir.
Sit.
Of course he has a cigar with his feet up.
Who does that remind you of?
Oh, a little nervous.
Bit of ink on her fingers.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll take this.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, you will?
With alterations. It's too long. The country just went through a war. People want to be amused, not preached at.
Compensation, how do you...
We pay 25 to 30. We'll pay 20 for that.
Oh.
Of course, you little baller.
Yeah.
Tell her to make it short and spicy. If the main character is a girl, make sure she's married by the end. Or dead. Either way.
Excuse me?
What name would she like put to the story?
None at all, if you please. Good morning, sir. Good day.
Well, at least she got it sold.
Yeah.
Got published.
I mean, yeah, and $20, that's probably a good amount of money. But
Yeah, I mean,
That's true back
You
then.
think that was $20? That would be
well, it was
like...
paper.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't figure out. I don't want to get too hung up on it, folks, but that seems like that would be like 20 grand nowadays. So I'll just figure it was something else.
Well, she seems pretty excited about it.
Nice. Is that the actual book? Or was that just...
Huh?
Some of my questions are going to just sound so stupid.
You like cats. I've got a lot of cats.
Good afternoon, Miss March.
Oh, good afternoon.
Oh. He's in
They're
love.
both a little nervous, huh?
You're on fire.
Thank you.
Like, literally.
You're on fire!
Thank you.
I have the same habit, you see?
My students need me.
Always working.
Money is the end and aim of my mercenary existence.
No one gets ink stains like yours just out of the desire for money.
Well, my sister Amy's in Paris, and until she marries someone obscenely wealthy, it's up to me to keep the family afloat.
A little bit of Pride and Prejudice vibe.
Yes!
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Very talented.
She's method, so she actually painted that.
It's
These French women couldn't lift a hairbrush. I said these French women.
Meryl Streep?
What do they write? Your troublemaking family.
I feel I should go back, but they all say stay.
You can do nothing if you go back. You shouldn't go home until you and Fred Vaughn are properly engaged.
Ah,
That's it, Timothy.
Timothée Chalamet.
He's going to find some exotic chocolates.
Ma, you've grown so much. My apologies. I didn't recognize you because you're so beautiful now.
Stop it. Are you chasing some young girl across Europe? I couldn't believe Joe turned you down. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Joe turned him down?
I thought she was still being whimsical.
Oh, come to the New Year's Eve party. It's a ball, and everyone will be there, including Fred. Dress for festivities. Top hats and silks.
I will. I'll wear my best silk.
If he has a top hat, all I
my
see
God.
is Wonka.
Especially if it's like purple.
Oh, she doesn't like it.
Lori.
No, she does.
I know.
Oh, boy. She knows.
He's like, you're being whimsical.
She knows.
We should have dressed like that for this if we had a
if we had
better
known.
idea. Can you imagine?
We'll be back for it later.
Emma!
John needs a new coat for winter, and Daisy and Demi need new clothes.
And his wife needs a new dress.
I just can't. He'll be so pleased with how you look. He'll forget all about the expense.
All right, just relax.
Will 20 yards do?
Yes. $50. What was I thinking? Oh, my loves. Go play.
I love the detail on the door. That was a beat up door.
Yep.
Oh, that wallpaper.
There lies your way due west, then westward ho. Stay, I prithee. Tell me what thou thinkest of me.
Oh, he's got his eye.
Oh, look at the steins.
Now it's party time.
Big one. That's a kinship bottom. Come dance.
There you go. That's clear enough, right?
It's like, all right, how do I get over there to dance with her?
The way they're shooting this reminds me of the below deck dancing scene in Titanic.
Spoilers.
Yeah, remember, he hasn't seen it.
Holy
It's on the list.
Jesus, I forgot.
It's on the list.
I just know I'm the king of the world, and that's it. Oh.
No.
Oh, there we go.
I know exactly who I want to dance with.
Oh, he doesn't have to take this off.
7 years
You dance with
earlier.
Joe? You know I never dance.
King girls have
Why
flowers.
can't we all go to the party? It's not fair.
Just wear your regular shoes. This fit last winter.
My nose will simply not look refined.
I don't want to go, but I wish I could hear all the music.
Take this off, and you'll see a perfect ringlet.
Oh.
Why is your hair off? I'm so sorry.
Like how she's calm.
Why is her hair off?
Why is her hair off?
Don't stare. Don't put your hands behind your back.
So the
Don't say
sisters.
Christopher Columbus. Don't say capital.
Meg March, you look so pretty.
She didn't get the rest of her
Info.
and what to do.
Oh, a little bit different social
No,
habit.
pass.
Oh,
Pass.
Oh, come on.
why? He's got a look to him.
He's got a look to him.
Well, aren't
She
we the
eyes
judgy
us.
crowd
I didn't know
today?
anyone was here.
Miss March, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Lawrence, but I'm not Miss March. I'm only Joe.
And I'm not Mr. Lawrence. I'm only Lori.
Joe said no.
Joe, would you like to dance with me?
I can't because
Because of what?
you won't tell.
Never.
I scorched my dress, see? There. I scorched my dress, see? There. And Meg told me to keep still so no one would see it.
Well, you can dance in that room. No one will see you. Oh, okay. Or outside, even better. It's a little bit better than a small room.
It's like Zach and Kelly dancing outside the prom.
Oh, man.
Good call. Oh, nice.
Except for that didn't happen.
So they're having way more fun outside,
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
being themselves.
They don't have to be
All
prim and
uptight
proper.
stuffy.
Well,
That's the party I want to be at right there.
What if they just told him just to improvise?
Oh, is he
going to do the lift?
do Dirty Dancing?
Yeah, I wonder if Greta said, hey, just give us whatever you got.
See some inner Wonka.
Well, I don't see what you can do except get a carriage or stay here all night. Carriages are too expensive.
Well, let me take you.
It's so early. You can't mean to leave yet.
I always leave early. I do.
Today's shoes were too small.
Hey!
Is that the mom?
Looks like it's the mom.
Tell your sister then back to bed. Come in.
Is that all right?
Apologies for the chaos.
Can I call you Teddy?
They could use an I'm Amy.
He is all in on Joe after this.
That's a lot of activity going on there.
I did like that.
I was going to say, she just switched from right to left hand.
She uses both?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the beginning we saw the ink was on her right hand.
Yeah.
On her right index finger. Or not index, I'm sorry, ring.
And she just is nonstop working.
Ooh. Shakespeare.
Because you enjoyed the play so much tonight, I wanted you to have this. I would love to read what you're writing. If you'll trust me, yours, Frederick.
Of course, it's Frederick.
Oh, boy.
More like Froderick.
Hey, shout out to Mike Flanagan.
Hey, look, she's dancing with the big oaf.
Uh-oh.
Why is Lori all liquored up?
I waited an hour for you.
Oh, we're back to right
Feel
now.
caught.
What a line!
Do you want to know what I honestly think of you?
What do you want to see?
I despise you.
Why do you despise me?
Because with every chance of being good, happy, and useful, you are lazy, faulty, and miserable. Yes, well, selfish people do like to talk.
Semi-selfish.
Yes, very selfish. Aren't you ashamed of a hand like that?
No, I'm not.
Looks like it's never done a day of work in its life, and that ring is ridiculous.
Joe gave me this ring.
Ooh.
You don't have to feel sorry for me, Amy. You'll feel the same way one day.
No, I'd be respected if I couldn't be loved.
Perhaps you're fantasizing about spending Fred Vaughn's fortune. Fred Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, jeez.
I bet that was improvised a little
God,
spin
they
there.
are both just absolutely crushing it. Oh,
I did not expect that. That was really good, though.
And your novel, it will be like this, with plots like this, jewels and killing.
It sells, so.
Why don't you sign your real name?
Oh, my mother wouldn't like it. And I want to help with the money I make and not worry her.
You know, I don't like them.
Oh.
I mean, I think that they're not good.
Oh.
Ouch. Your opinion, man.
They sold.
They're published in the papers, and people have always said that I'm talented.
Oh, I think you're talented, which is why I'm being so blunt.
She's not doing what she loves. She's doing what sells.
Are you upset?
Of course I'm upset. You just told me you didn't like my work.
I thought you wanted honesty.
Yes, I do.
Has no one ever talked to you like this before?
Yes, I've been rejected plenty of times.
Do you have anyone to take you seriously, Joe, to talk about your work?
Who made you high priest of what's good and what's bad, huh?
No one, and I'm
Well,
not.
then why are you acting like it?
Joe, your reaction indicates that
My
you must think there is some truth. in it.
Indicates that you are a pompous blowhard. Shakespeare wrote for the
Shakespeare
masses.
was the greatest poet who ever lived because he smuggled his poetry in popular works.
Well, I'm no Shakespeare.
Thank goodness we already have him. I don't have the gifts you have.
No, you don't. And you will always be a critic and never an author, and the world will forget that you ever even lived.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
But
He has no
That's
filter
brutal.
and is totally honest.
no one will forget Joe March.
I can believe it.
We are not friends. You are not my friend. And I don't want your opinion because I don't like you very much. So just don't talk to me anymore. Thank you.
Wow.
This sequence was so relatable for so much. Tell me what you honestly think.
Yeah.
All right, you do. Oh, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that you were so
I
honest.
mean, he was pretty I mean, he was pretty. I mean, not gentle, but it wasn't like he trashed it. He just said he didn't like it, and she kind of was like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
I think it was you can do better than this. You're doing something to sell, not what's in your heart, sort of thing.
Beth is taking a turn for the worse. Oh no.
What? Well, and it's in that same pressure too, where you like somebody and you want them to like it, and then when they don't, you feel hurt by it.
You take it personally.
It does hurt, yeah.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas without any presents. So dreadful being poor.
Oh,
dreadful.
I have lots of wishes, but my favorite one is to be an artist in Paris. And you must not limit yourself.
Mother proposed no.
She's still obsessed with her nose.
Well, I detest rude, unladylike girls.
I hate effective relationships.
Oh my gosh.
My nose.
How does mom deal with this?
Oh, that's not good.
It's got some bad news.
Were you up again all night writing?
Of course.
Amy, come kiss me. Merry Christmas. How are my girls?
So hungry. What?
Not far from here lives a poor young woman, Mrs. Hummel. Her 5 children are in one bed to keep from freezing. My girls, will you give them your breakfast as a Christmas present?
Well, it looks like there's a lot there.
Is this where you say that Father would want us to?
Yes.
All right.
Deviled eggs for breakfast, though? Ugh.
Oh, deviled eggs are delicious.
Perhaps you could tutor my grandson in manners as well as mathematics.
So kind of a contrast and comparison to how everybody's spending Christmas morning. They got 2 servants in that big room with a tutor, and they're bringing food to a poor woman with 5 kids.
Yep. And not even eating themselves.
Oh, not much for insulation. Oh, they're in a tool shed.
Food and
Oh,
blankets.
no insulation. Look at that. Just boards.
Say hello. He is not well. She likes him.
Let's get the kids some blankets.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, what is... Did Lori see them doing
Told
that?
not much.
I think so.
Sister Lord sent it.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
He saw you giving your Christmas breakfast away, and he wanted you to enjoy the day.
His grandson, Laurie, put the idea
Oh,
into his
Jesus,
head. I know
look
he
at that
did.
place.
We should make friends with him.
Mr. Lawrence disowned his son after he went off with an Italian woman.
Very kind man who lost his little girl when she was only a child. I'm not responsible for this feast, but I have got a surprise.
Is he coming over? Father!
Give them all my dear love and a kiss. A year seems a very long time to wait before I see them. I know that they will be loving children to you, that when I come back to them,
Answer now, my song.
I may be fonder and prouder than ever.
Her faint.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You stop me.
I don't know. She just left. What about the girls? She was the best teacher they ever had.
I know.
I know, I was just blunt and honest and a kind of a dick to her. The dog is just
on guard.
Oh, Josephine, is there a reason you stopped reading Belsham? You mind yourself, dearie. Someday you'll need me, and you'll wish you had behaved better.
I intend to make my own way in the world.
Oh, well.
Oh.
You'll need to marry well.
You are not married, Aunt Marge.
Well, that's because I'm rich.
But Mommy loves her life.
You don't know what she loves.
Ouch.
Your father cared more about educating freedmen's children than he did about caring for his own family. I intend to go to Europe. I need a companion, so how would you like to be the person I take?
The person I take.
All right, then read.
Then read.
My father says the war is a waste. Why should only the South be punished?
We should all be punished.
Just you, Mr. Davis.
Oh, I bet your dad and give you 5 more limes besides.
Oh.
Girls. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
That's pretty
Oh,
She's
wow.
talented,
It's
man.
March. Sit down. Sit down.
Mr. Brooke, there's a girl.
No, there is not.
Hello there. Are you hurt?
I'm Amy.
Hello, Amy. I'm Lori.
I know. I'm in such trouble. Look.
for the drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Nothing. I did nothing. I did a drawing, and then Mr. Davis hit me.
Not to attend that school anymore.
Good. That man has always been an idiot. Joe will teach you. Me, I already teach Beth.
Women being taught at home is much more proper, I believe.
All the girls would leave his horrible school and that he would die.
Girls have a way of getting into mischief.
Well, so do I. Come over whenever you'd like. Invite your sister Beth as well.
Yes, Beth would adore the piano.
Tell the little girl to use our piano.
Can I come look at the paintings?
Yes. There's also a lovely greenhouse.
Oh, bro, just swung and missed.
I was waiting for the cough off screen after he said the greenhouse.
Oh, Miss Meg, you forgot your glove.
That wasn't an accident.
Back to work. Back to work.
Well, at least Grandpa came in and had fun for a hot minute, and then before he
liked
wasn't
her
all,
spirit.
stern.
He said, "Beth, come and play the piano."
It's like a chaos tornado when all the girls are in the room together.
I wish to propose the admission of a new member who would be deeply, deeply grateful. I propose Mr. Theodore Lawrence.
Absolutely not.
Oh
He's a real boy. We don't want anyone. No, change everything.
All right, I call a vote. Put your hands up.
Fine, I.
And as there is no time like the present.
He was there the whole time.
And without further ado, thank you for your favor. I will take my seat as part of the car. Of course,
What
my God.
So his character, Laurie, comes alive when he's around all four of them here.
Yeah.
Nothing in there.
There's a big house. Jesus.
Huge.
Hello.
Good to have you home. I think the loneliness got to Beth.
We all thought she was better, but the fever had weakened her heart.
Oh.
No, you need this money to live in New York.
No, I'm not going back. When's Amy coming home?
We didn't want to worry her.
Does she not know?
Beth insisted we not tell her because she didn't want to ruin Amy's trip.
Amy has always had a talent for getting out of the hard parts of life.
Don't be angry with your sister.
Ooh.
No, yeah, because remember when this goes back, it's always 7 years earlier. Or at least at the first part they showed.
I can't find my other glove. Take mine. Joe, we're going to be late. You're going to the theater with Lori.
Meg, please can I come? Please can I come?
What is wings?
I think you'd hate to poke yourself in where you're not wanted.
Oh.
I can pay for myself.
You will not come.
You regret this!
Oh.
Stop looking at me like that!
Ah.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
He's
so nervous. He's so nervous.
Perhaps you'd like to see the greenhouse again.
The greenhouse.
Oh, is she gonna seek some revenge on her sister?
Oh no, this is where she just put that thick ass manuscript.
Oh no, don't do it.
It's not like you had it saved on your laptop either. Oh.
No! No!
Oh, and she's doing it one page at a time.
Oh,
she's really
no.
She's really enjoying this.
Yeah, oh, she did it all.
Oh, brutal.
Got her just waiting.
I thought he was very well mannered. Got this idea down.
Oh no.
Oh
this is gonna be bad.
Oh shit.
Well, maybe she should have let her come to the theater.
Defending Florence.
Oh my God. This
Has anyone
is
taken
so
my
bad.
novel? No way.
Oh, brutal.
Amy, you've got it.
I don't know where it is, and I don't.
Oh no.
I burnt your book. I told you I'd make you pay, and I
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Joe. It's just that the only thing you care about is your writing.
Don't let the sun go down on your anger. Forgive her.
She doesn't deserve my forgiveness.
I will hate her forever.
Morning, ladies. Brisk and brilliant outside today. Last day of the rip. Get your ice skates.
Joe,
Is she going to be like this forever?
It was a very hard loss for her. Go after her, and then just say some kind thing. I'm sure she'll be friends again.
Oh no. Well, it's like, think of it this way. What if you had an amazing painting and she burned it on you?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And all that time investment and all
Or
that.
you burn the piano on Beth.
Yeah.
Like,
just letting that go.
Stay near the edge. It's not safe in the middle.
Oh,
Got it.
oh no. Oh wow.
They're gonna have to save her.
Oh,
She's
no.
are we gonna lose her?
No. This is
No. Remember, we see her 7 years later.
yeah.
Oh gosh, this guy. Are we gonna so nervous?
How are we gonna lose her? No. I
Well, because it'd be the
don't worry.
perfect setup.
Yeah.
She'd be angry at her, and then she loses her sister, never getting to apologize.
Are you all right?
Ooh, that could have.
Get a branch. Get a branch.
Oh. Okay, here we go.
If she had died, it would have been my fault. I get so savage. I could hurt anyone, and I'd enjoy it.
You remind me of myself. I'm angry nearly every day of my life.
Beth, my love. Oh. Do you need anything? Here. Take some water.
We're going to the sea to get you strong and well. I want you dancing by the time Amy gets back.
She writes that Laurie is there.
He won't respond to any of my letters.
Do you miss him?
I miss everything.
But she told him no. Interesting.
Spy on Meg. Make sure she doesn't fall in love.
Wear this to the ball. It was mine when I was your age. Pretty things should be enjoyed.
Pretty things should be enjoyed.
Oh.
Cufflinks?
No, that was the ring.
Oh.
My daughter's piano suffers from want of use. Any of your girls like to practice on it now and then? Just to keep it in tune?
I'll come if you are quite sure nobody will hear me and be disturbed.
Not a soul, my dear.
She's all excited.
Now, what dress will you wear tonight, Meg? I will wear this one. That one? I haven't got another. Only the one? Oh, that's so funny.
Well,
Just like packed in a line.
You have just the one dress? Yeah, just one.
oof, look at all that. Oh, there, she's got the
Yeah.
dress. Very good, sir. Very good.
No. I love you.
Oh, look who it is.
I didn't know you were going to come.
Supposed to be a surprise. Why are they calling you Daisy?
It's their pet name for me.
Meg is a perfectly good name.
Playing a part to be Daisy for a little while.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't actually marry one of these men, would you?
Chom.
Is that what this is? Is like a big speed dating like gathering?
It's kind of what I'm gathering.
So it's a meetup.
Do you like how I look?
No, I don't like fuss and feathers.
Ah.
You were the rudest boy I ever saw.
She really liked her dress.
He was just being honest. He doesn't.
Well, he was being honest, but he likes
Meg.
Yeah,
Not
the way she
the Daisy.
was, not this
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, I
I'm
wonder if
guessing
he used
played-
to. I wonder if he used to be able to play, and now he
Yep.
can't do it anymore.
Yeah, look at the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think you were just splendid.
See?
Really? I know it's silly, but please don't tell Joe. Let me have my fun tonight. I'll be desperately good for the rest of my life.
Ah, see, that's all she wanted.
I'm sorry, John. The silk was the first real expense. I don't mean to waste your money, but I can't resist when I see Sally buying all she wants and pitying me because I don't.
I do my best, Meg.
How could I say it?
Perhaps you meant it.
John.
I need to go to bed.
John.
I have work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I really am very sorry that you've had to do without so many beautiful things. And that you're married to someone who can't give them to you.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Oh. Wow.
Ouch.
Joe is in New York being a writer, and I'm a failure. So I'm giving up all my foolish artistic hopes. Male or female, I am of middling talent.
Middling talent. May I ask your last portrait be of me? Now that you've given up all your foolish artistic hopes.
As a woman, there's no way for me to make my own money. And if I had my own money, which I don't, that money would belong to my husband the moment we got married. So don't sit there and tell me that marriage isn't an economic proposition, because it is.
Lay it out like that.
So she's been thinking about it for a while.
Well, back then, you know,
Yeah.
she's not. Some people would say she's not wrong.
How do I look? Do I look all right?
You look beautiful.
Fred! I've missed you.
I will say they did a pretty good job for me, at least. I'm hanging on to see what happens between him and Joe.
This is Meg, Amy, Beth, and Joe.
I'm Amy March. You remember that name? I'm gonna come find you one day in London.
So that's their first official meeting.
They're gonna be loving his accent.
At the idea of anybody coming to take Meg away, no thank you.
I feel better about it when somebody comes to take you away.
I'd like to see anyone try it.
I would like to see someone try it as well.
Throw her in the water. He just walks away.
Nonchalantly.
I love to listen to you read, Joe, but I just love it better when you read the stories you've written. You have a pencil and paper, sit here and write me something. I'm very sick and you must do what I say.
I was waiting for that. She's gonna start writing stories she
You should
wants.
go home to the girls. I can take care of this.
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Do you have sons in the army?
2 were killed, and one is a prisoner. Going to the other was very sick in a Washington hospital.
Sorry, I'll get you a blanket.
I didn't catch the detail on his hands.
Very white. Could be a sign of cold.
Telegram from Washington, ma'am.
You want another pair of shoes?
Thank you. I can't miss the last train.
I'll look in on the girls every day without fail.
We need more books or thought.
I've always admired your husband. I pray for a quick recovery.
Found these linens.
Oh, no.
It'll be a difficult winter for everyone. Will this be enough for the train? Like Aunt March, he's so generous. Oh, I didn't go to Aunt March. I couldn't bear to. Well, I only sold what was my own.
Oh.
You're here. You're one beauty.
Boy.
You're one beauty.
What is it? It's fog.
It's my hair.
Lori, when are you going back to your grandfather?
Very soon. I'll only plague him if I go, so I might as well stay and plague you a little longer.
What are you doing?
I've been writing an opera. I would be the central figure.
It's a waste of time. Here.
It's very good. What's he doing?
He's in London on business.
Don't marry him.
Oh.
You're being mean. Stop it. Stop it. I have been second to Joe my whole life in everything.
Oh.
And I will not be the person you settle for just because you cannot have her. I won't, not when I've spent my entire life loving you.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, let's face it, he's not really over Joe.
Yeah.
So I don't blame her.
Hello. For Mr. Lawrence.
Oh, she's doing all the heavy lifting here.
Oh, here she comes. Beth, look what they got you. Here's a letter from the old gentleman. Open it out. Look.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, that's sweet.
Miss Beth March, I have had many pairs of slippers in my life, but I never had any that suited me so well as yours.
Aww.
And they will always remind me of the gentle giver, friend, and humble servant, James Lawrence. Oh, God. It has gold that goes all the way around the side. All the way around.
She's still got bad news, though, right? The way she was walking up to the house.
Oh, well, this is...
Oh, is she gonna go ask him to help the other family?
I wanted to thank you for...
You remind me so much of my little girl.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah, no.
I should have given it to you long ago.
Thank you.
You're burning.
The Hummels are very sick.
How is she? Is there anything I can do?
Scarlet fever.
What's scarlet fever?
I visited the Hummels. The baby has died.
Oh.
Listen, we'll nurse her and she'll get better.
The post office in the forest was a capital little institution. For many things passed through it. Poetry and pickles, invitations, scoldings, and even puppies.
Keep writing them. I will, even when I'm not here. It's like the tide going out. It goes out slowly, but it can't be stopped.
Oh.
Pretty deep there.
I'll stop it. I've stopped it before.
Look at that shot.
Yeah.
Beach and two sisters.
Sand going out.
We can't stop God's will.
Well, God hasn't met my will yet.
Hey, mate. Come here. If you are very good, one day this ring will belong to you. You are your family's hope now. So you must marry well.
That's been her theme so far.
Mm-hmm.
That Lawrence boy was just here. He's gone to London. What do you need to discuss with him?
That was supposed to be her guy.
Oh, here we go.
I just told Fred Vaughn I wouldn't marry him.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll come home to help with the children. I'm so sorry.
I asked for leave. I will take care of the children.
John.
You should send your fabric to the dressmaker as soon as possible.
I sold the fabric to Sally.
I don't want you to be unhappy.
I couldn't be. John Brooke is my husband.
Aw. Oh, no.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh.
We should send for your mother.
Mommy, she's worse. I didn't know what else to do.
Joe, how is she?
Girls.
Who's with Father? John stayed with him.
Please fight. Don't go away. Fight.
Oh, look at her face.
Looking way better.
Well, remember, this is the
7
back.
years prior.
The time jumps really screw me up on
Just
this.
remember
That's
she's got short hair.
Yeah, I know.
Got him.
Here's another Christmas gift for the Marsh family.
Oh, jeez. He's the dad!
He's been being a lawyer in Mexico, New Mexico.
Merry Christmas, my dear. Merry Christmas to each of you.
What?
Thank God you're home.
Thank God for you.
Now I can be angry with you in person.
It's
showtime. The one thing that we've kind of forgotten is Laura Dern. I forget her, Marmee.
Yeah,
Marmee
Marmee
put on such a strong face for her girls during however long he's been gone.
Yeah, she
too.
said she's been angry the whole time, every day.
Oh, here we go. Now this is the real time.
Yes.
Shit. Oh, damn.
I can't believe today is my wedding day. What's wrong?
Nothing. We can leave. We can leave right now. I can make money. I'll sell stories. I'll do anything. I'll cook. I'll clean. I'll work in a factory. I can make a life for us.
Joe.
And you should be an actress and you should have a life on the stage. Let's just run away together.
I want to get married.
Oh, why?
Because I love him.
You will be bored of him in 2 years, and we will be interesting forever.
Just because my dreams are different than yours doesn't mean they're unimportant.
There it is.
And I'm willing to work and struggle, but I want to do it with John. I just hate that you're leaving me.
Don't leave.
That's what it's really about.
I'm not leaving you. One day it will be your turn.
Instant vibes of Midsommar.
Yeah.
Because
only if they would have put it on Florence.
I know. What a swing of emotions, too, that we just had the best scene and then...
Yeah, now we're back to this.
Back to the past of getting a little more insight of Joe.
It was going to end one way or another. And what a happy end.
I pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
I mean, he's a great actor, but we're just seeing Saul right now. Come on.
I know. I was just going to say his performance as Saul has ruined me. I can't... And the sideburns is what's getting me, folks.
I couldn't possibly.
Go away.
I hope you will be happy now that you've ruined your life the same way your mother did by marrying your father.
My dear sister, you're too kind.
Thank you, Aunt March.
Oh, I don't like to be kissed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you will be sorry when you've tried loving a cottage and found it a failure.
It can't be worse than some people find in big houses.
Oh, I quite understand your meaning, Mrs. I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. Here is the only sane member of the family.
Jeez. God. I mean, what's funny is I know some family members that are kind of like that.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any family members like that? Let me know.
Aunt March is going to Europe. Oh, and she wants me to go with her.
No, she wants me to go.
Oh.
As her companion.
With you.
Yes, she wants me to work on my art and my French, of course. You don't really like French, though, do you?
That's wonderful, Amy.
Well, she's always kind of been Aunt March's favorite anyways. I mean, I know
because
shown.
Yeah, but what we saw was her promise it to
Yeah.
Joe earlier for helping her for read. As long as you keep reading to me, I'll take you. So that's why Joe got so
I
excited.
think Aunt March wants her to find a rich French guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You think?
I mean, she's only been beating her over the head with that.
And now that you're a graduate, you'll be off on a long holiday.
You don't have to stay here, Joe.
Come with me, Joe.
Just wants an adventure.
No.
It's no use, Joe.
Please
Joe, we've
don't.
got to have it out.
No,
I have loved you ever since I've known you, Joe. I couldn't help it. And I tried to show and you wouldn't let me, which is fine.
No.
But I must make you here now and give me an answer because I cannot go on like this any longer.
Please.
I gave up everything you didn't like. I'm happy I did. It's fine. And I waited and I never complained because I figured you loved me, Joe. And I realized I'm not half good enough and I'm not this great man. And
Yes, you are. You're a great deal too good for me, and I'm so grateful to you, and I'm so proud of you. I don't see why I can't love you as you want me to. I don't know why. I can't change how I feel, and it would be a lie to say I do when I don't.
I can't love anyone else, Joe. I only love you.
Teddy, it would be a disaster if we
It
married.
wouldn't be a
okay?
disaster.
We'd be miserable.
So, Joe, I'd be a perfect saint.
I can't. I've tried it, and I failed.
Why does everyone
I
expect
can't.
it then? Why does your family and my grandpa expect it? Why are you saying this? Let's be happy together, Joe.
I can't say yes truly, so I'm not going to say it at all. And you'll see that I'm right eventually, and you'll thank me for it.
I would rather hang myself than realize this, Joe.
Teddy.
I would rather be dead.
You'll find some lovely, accomplished girl who will love you and adore you, and she's gonna make a fine mistress for your fine house, but I wouldn't, all right?
Yes, you would, Joe.
Look at me. I'm homely and I'm awkward and I'm
love you,
odd.
Joe.
I'd hate elegant society. You'd hate my scribbling, and we would be unhappy, and we'd wish we hadn't done it, and everything would be horrid.
Is there anything more?
Teddy, I don't believe I will ever marry. I'm happy as I am, and I love my liberty too well to be in any hurry to give it up.
I think you're wrong about that, Joe.
No.
I think you will marry, Joe. I think you'll find someone and love them, and you will live and die for them because that's your way, and you will.
Damn. That was really good. Between those two.
Wow, with that countryside, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, let's say. Yeah. Is this like the first tale of being like friend zoned?
Well, I think
Shot is shot. And
Yeah.
wasn't, feeling the same way.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, does Joe not see herself going down the Aunt March
I'm going to
road?
disturb your writing.
Don't do that anymore.
Didn't save her.
You're much too lonely here, Joe. Wouldn't you like to go back to New York? What about
If I was a girl in a book, this would all be so easy. Just give up the world happily.
Laurie's returning, you know?
Oh, he is?
There was a letter from Amy. She's coming home. She's devastated about Beth. Aunt March is very ill, so Laurie will accompany them.
Oh.
What is it?
I don't know. I've always been quite content with my family.
Perhaps was too quick in turning him down.
Laurie,
You love it?
if he asked me again, I think I would say yes.
It's not what she asked.
She's
Do you think
afraid.
he'll ask me again?
But do you love him?
Thank you. Follow up.
I care more to be loved. I want to be loved.
That is not the same as loving.
I know. I just feel like women, they have minds and they have souls as well as just hearts. And they've got ambition and they've got talent as well as just beauty. And I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it. But I'm so lonely.
And March.
Mm-hmm.
Her finally saying that, though, it seems like Joe harvests a lot.
I had that she's been looking at all the negatives too of love instead of the positives.
What's the point of doing all these great things by yourself?
Well, and
it's kind of what Amy was.
Yeah, and speaking with Lori, I mean, she said we'd quarrel and this and that instead of them being happy together, which is what he was trying to tell her too.
Couldn't let you travel alone with Aunt March being so sick. Even if you despise me.
I don't despise you. Look, Beth was the best of us. I'm not marrying Fred. And you are under no obligation to say anything. I just didn't love him as I should. So we don't need to talk about it. We don't need to say anything.
Oh man.
Whoa. Dude. I had a feeling.
Well, he all but confessed his love for her in that one scene when she was doing the drawings.
Well, it's true, but then she was also saying that she didn't want to play second to Joe.
Yep.
I used to think that the worst fate was to be a wife.
Oh no.
I was young and stupid, but now I have changed.
It's
the worst
gonna be
fate
France
is
all
to
over
live my
Europe
life
all
without
over
you
again.
in it.
Yeah.
I was wrong to turn you down and to run away to New York.
Oh.
We got a conundrum here,
Whoa.
fellas.
Well, I mean, a guy like Lori, he's not going to stay on the open market too long. You got to jump.
Well, they're a little young back then, Quinn.
No, they only live to be about 50.
Jesus, guys. Oh my God. I mean, Amy's only 20.
That's
practicality. With their little paintings.
Well,
Oh no.
Daddy, oh, you're back.
Are you glad to see me then?
Oh, here, come sit.
Oh boy.
Oh, remember, this is the past.
Oh yeah. God, I'm so old. These time jumps. Sorry, the hair. Yep, New York.
Where is she now? Did she not come straight home?
Your mother has her down at Meg's. We stopped on the way. There was no getting my wife out of their clutches.
What?
I've done it now.
What?
We're engaged and we were hoping to wait, but that is to say that now we are man and wife.
Am I wrong? in
You
the
and
time?
Amy.
I am really wrong.
Yeah.
Holy
Okay. This
shit.
is now.
They showed
The hair
her
got
running
me.
to New
Hair got
York
me,
and now.
folks.
Yeah.
Be gentle on me.
Are you in love?
Yes. Joe, I want to say one thing and then we'll put it away forever. I've always loved you. With the love I feel for Amy, it's different. You were right about this. I think we would have killed each other.
No, is he just saying that to
Somebody
make her
didn't get
feel
the
better?
letter in the mailbox.
No, I think that's what he legitimately
Oh,
feels.
Daddy.
You're the only one that ever calls me that, Joe.
What does Amy call you?
My Lord.
Oh, wow.
Can we still be friends, Joe, please?
Of course, my boy. Always.
Oh, man. I'll just be right back. I got to get to the forest.
Just run to the forest, get the letter.
That's what she might
This
do.
is so wild.
Well, remember in Pride and Prejudice, it was like, well, the other sisters were really agreeable. It was like,
Well, I was kind of chopping that stuff up, so I didn't watch the full thing.
Amy, I'm so happy for you. This was
I was
meant to
wondering
be.
if Amy's going to see right through it. I thought maybe she would see right through it.
Explain everything, but everything was happening so fast, and really, I was worried you'd be angry at me.
No, life is too short to be angry at one's sisters.
Oh, that's nice.
Just like back in the day with the novel. Oh, and Beth.
Mom knows.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she is getting the letter.
Mr. Lawrence.
Oh, Joe, I couldn't bring myself to.
never mind it. Fuck. Sorry, language.
The house doesn't seem right without her, and Couldn't go in knowing she wouldn't be there.
I know I'm not half so good as my sister, but I'll be a friend to lean on.
Aye.
She's getting back. Oh, she's no.
What? No.
No. Or maybe
Why?
she's burning the old stuff to start over.
I think
Maybe.
she's angry at it. I think because of she's looking at what it cost her.
Oh, because
her sister, a husband. She's angry at it.
Amy did make it a point that you always care more about your writing than your
Yep.
sisters.
For Beth, that one.
Keep that one. You'll regret.
Okay, she kept
did
that
keep
one.
it. Good.
One last time. Yeah, she was burning the phony stuff that isn't her, and now she's gonna really write.
Ah, there we
Boy.
go. It's back to it.
She's gonna give it to the guy that said she could do better. Thought she was talented but didn't like her work.
Oh, switching to the other hand.
Yes.
Putting in some time.
Yes.
Well,
a
I like the
lot of
dotted
work.
lines. Like I think she's done it before in those spots.
Oh, bringing
Nice.
the food upstairs. Doesn't have time to go down and eat.
I'm worried about those candles.
I know there's so much open flame in this movie and all the dry wood.
Hey, that's me at usually midnight on the computer trying to get this shit edited.
Finally, a movie that represents Diamond Dave.
Yep.
Little Women.
It's the one he's
Well,
been waiting for.
I'm not saying that. I'm
No,
just using one moment.
I'm just saying the editing.
This was me at finishing college term paper.
Enclosed are the first few chapters of a piece I've only begun working on. It could suit as a story for young people, but I think it is probably quite boring. However, I'm sending it to you just in case it has something of value, though I doubt it. Jo March.
Oh, put her name.
Her real name.
Mm-hmm.
I was interested how they had her steering look right at the camera. I like that little.
I thought she hated me. Could
She
still hate
left
you
it
and
to
leave you
her.
the house.
Yep.
Oh, she left her the house.
I can't manage a grand house like this. It's too big.
I should sell it, but I'd love to do something that would really make Aunt March turn in her grave. I want to do a nice turning, just a rotation, nothing terrible.
Just a rotation.
I'd like to open a school. There should be a school for Daisy.
And what will Demi do?
I'll open a school for boys and girls both.
What about writing?
Started something, but I don't think it's very good. It's just about our little life.
So?
Well, who will be interested in a story of domestic struggles and joys? It doesn't have any real importance, does it?
Maybe it doesn't seem important because people don't write about them.
No, writing doesn't confer importance. It reflects it.
Writing them will make them more important.
When did you become so wise?
I always have been. You were just too busy noticing my faults.
Oh. Which were never there.
He doesn't have his pen out.
This was the actor in Ford versus Ferrari. Ford himself.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
Dear Miss March, I read the chapters you sent, and I have to agree, they aren't very promising. But please, send more stories of the scandalous variety if you have any. Or shall I say, your friend can.
Cool, like you're saying, Dave, how they did those shots with them, with their letters.
Joe, dear, you have a guest. I don't know anyone.
I'm sorry to intrude.
Is
you.
Ah,
it's you.
Oh, here's that shot.
Yep.
Hello.
Is that you? Welcome, welcome. I see that you have already met our professor, and he's a very accomplished man. And your mother says that you are a writer. I keep a diary, you know.
I hope it is all right. I got your address from Miss Kirk. Who's this? Who are you?
Please stay. We have more than enough room.
Someone tell me who this man is. I don't want to do it. I'm Lori. Who are you? I'm Frederick Bell.
We were at the same boarding house together in New York.
Oh, Joe, he's very handsome.
Just right in front of everybody. Just right out the open.
Or are they going to show Laurie as just eyeballing him?
I've been offered a professorship in California. Nothing keeping me here.
School?
I thought I might go west.
As I have nothing
It's
keeping
newer,
me here.
They are less particular about immigrants.
Go west, young man.
Perhaps I should go west.
You're not an immigrant, so perhaps you should stay home.
I'm going.
Let's go to Albuquerque. Oh.
This is a beautiful instrument. Which one of you plays?
Oh, it was my sister Beth.
It is very hard to lose a sister. I'm sorry.
Do you play?
Yes.
She wouldn't want the piano to sit silent.
I don't wish to offend.
I like how he's sitting like
If she
facing
wasn't
the
fallen before.
Look at Lori. It's just like...
And now it's kind of like all the feelings that Lori's grandpa had. They're kind of like having their own experience.
Mhm. If you ever come to California, I would love to see
just
you.
tell him to stay.
I don't know that I will, but thank you.
You're opening a school. He could be the professor at the school.
Well, goodbye.
You're gonna blow it again.
Come on, Joe.
Are they gonna give us the running out the rain scene?
Man,
They
no.
will.
Come on. Come on.
They're
Do
gonna. Everybody's gonna
They're all
look
gonna
at
be
her.
staring.
Oh, go!
Why are you all looking at me like that?
I hope he comes back. He would make a terrific friend for me.
Joe, you love him.
What? No, I don't.
Yes, you do. I am half as smart as you, but I can see it so plainly. You love him. Doesn't she love him?
It's a good instinct.
Lori, prepare the horses. We can catch him before he gets on the train.
I'm coming too.
And he was practically begging for a reason to stay.
But it's raining outside.
Go!
Well, he probably didn't need horses. Could have just
Never
ran
ask
after.
about my mother, even when you know I've seen her.
I assume she's still alive,
But I ask after your mother.
and I have no idea why.
You're willfully missing the point.
That's true.
You're willfully... You're willfully missing the...
What happened to the Little Women? Tell me you have the rest of this book.
Oh, it's hers.
Yeah, they were
The
reading
kids
it.
read it.
They loved it.
He's like, oh, maybe there's more than just
My opinion.
and certain people that read the books. We don't need it short and saucy.
Man, this guy walks fast.
Yeah.
Well,
He'd get
it's
away from-
nighttime, Dave, instead of daytime.
He'd get away from Jason Voorhees.
Frankly, I don't see why she didn't marry the neighbor.
Well, because the neighbor marries her sister.
Oh, this is funny.
Right. Well, of course. So, who does she marry?
No one. She doesn't marry either of them.
No, that won't work at all.
Well, she says the whole book she doesn't want to marry.
Who cares? Girls want to see women married, not consistent.
No, it isn't the right ending.
The right ending is the one that sells. If you decide to end your delightful book with your heroine a spinster, no one will buy it.
Well, I suppose marriage has always been an economic proposition, even in fiction.
It's romance.
Amy.
It's mercenary.
Just end it that way, will you?
Fine.
There we go. That was. I like that. That was great.
At first, fine. At first, the way he was like, no. I was like, oh, he's really invested in it.
Yeah.
This is. Hey.
I don't want you
The
to
rain.
leave. I
In the
want
rain.
you to stay.
You do?
Yes.
I have nothing to give you, Joe.
It doesn't matter.
I have a huge house. I have a huge house.
There you go.
We're starting a school.
I have nothing to give you. My hands are empty.
We can call the chapter Under the Umbrella.
That's good.
Perfect. Now, there's the question of the contract. I'm prepared to give you 5% of the royalties,
So I get 5% of the profit.
5% of the net profits after I recoup.
Well, what about a payment up front?
I'm the one taking the risk in printing this book.
Yes, but it's my book.
And if it does well, we'll both make money. I'll give you $500 right now to buy out the copyright.
Copyright.
That's the right for reprinting, that sort of thing. Sequels, characters for other stories.
Might that be worth something?
Only if it's a success.
I see. It seems like something I would want to own, no?
It's too risky. I'll only pay for the copyright.
There's other publishers.
You keep your $500 and I'll keep the copyright. Also, I want 10% of royalties.
5.5%. That's very generous.
9%.
6% and that's it.
Doesn't work for me.
If I'm going to sell my heroine into marriage for money, I might as well get some of it.
6.6%.
Done.
And
Oh, I
you
was
don't
gonna
need
say
to
7.
decide about the copyright right now.
Now I've decided. I want to own my own book.
Believe in yourself. She knows it's going to sell. Now you can just self-publish on Amazon and keep almost all of it.
Plumfield Academy.
Oh, that's House.
She Auntie would be. She's not
Slightly-
doing one rotation.
One
she's
rotation
spinning.
in her grave.
She is just.
Yeah, she is spinning.
Oh, I got Dad in there.
He's probably teaching law.
Probably.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Printing presses.
That is neat. Every time they show the sweets and the food in here, though, it looks so delicious. Oh, look at that. That is pretty amazing how they're doing that. They should have had one person like go like this.
Oh, they got a little baby.
And that's where Willy Wonka came from.
Oh, it's Mom's.
There.
It's Marmy's birthday.
Little Women. Oh, the sisters one more time.
Still got the ink on her fingers.
Yep.
Hey, bravo, Greta.
Good job, Greta.
Bravo.
All right, what an unexpected treat this was
Hey,
for me,
look
at
at that.
least. I was pleasantly surprised with this. Again, coming in, not knowing anything other than it was a period piece. For me, I think I immediately kind of drew comparisons to Pride and Prejudice just because it was the same era, based off a book, etc. I'm not familiar with the genre, so that's kind of the mindset I had going in a little bit, and it was just a lot of fun early on to kind of let yourself get lost in that time period a little bit. They did such a good job with the set design and the backgrounds and where they were and with the imagery of everything. It was, and obviously the set department did an amazing job. Costume did well, of course. I mean, what you expect from this, right? But for me, that's always fun because it's fun to go into a different era and kind of see things the way they were and how things were being done. So that was a lot of fun. But wow, how much time do we have to dive into this one? Because there is a lot going on. Just some of the real kind of high level stuff that I'll kind of hit on, from my standpoint, was that, and again, I'm going to kind of take it from backwards working forwards because of what I just saw. But, I think a lot of what Jo had was, she was very conflicted in a lot of things in her life. Does she write for the masses or does she write for something that's for her? And I think a lot of people who are maybe in a creative space, they maybe go through that, do I do what's going to sell or I do what's in my heart? And I think she kind of went through that struggle a little bit back and forth. We saw that, and in the end, she got inspired by Beth to write what was truly in her heart and her story, essentially, and that's the one that took off. So what I am curious to know, and maybe some of you folks who have read the book, the author who wrote this, is it mirrored in what we're seeing here? Was that her life, or did she write a story about a young woman who went through this and did all that? I'd be curious to know how that kind of played out, because what a story.
It could have been Joe's friend
Well,
went
that's
through
what I'm
it.
saying. Like the author, I forget who the author was. We saw it only for a second on the screen, and then I didn't see. But I'm wondering if this was the author's story, as it was in real life, or as she sat down and wrote a fictional story.
The play on
But
that. Too.
so that was a lot of fun. I think Jo, for as much as she didn't really, she spent her time with Miss March and everything, and Meryl Streep did an amazing job, of course. And it's interesting because she was headed down that route and that road of becoming kind of who she didn't want to be by kind of pushing away love or maybe not letting somebody in because she was afraid of, losing some of that independence that she had and being able to do what she wanted, who she wanted, and follow her dreams and passions, etc. And I think at the end she kind of came around and saw like, hey, if I find the right person, I can have all those experiences together, and I can do all those things because, I always think of it as like if you go to a beach or a cliff or something and you have this amazing view and you're there by yourself, it's never as good as if you have somebody to share it with, like, oh, look at that, that's amazing, and that sort of thing. So that's kind of what I thought of. If I have to nitpick at something, and this is a me thing, not something of this, because it seems this film's very highly regarded. I had a real problem with the time jumps in here as to when something was happening and what space we were in. It took me a minute, so that it took me out of the story for a little bit until I figured where we were at with the time frame. But again, that's a me problem, not I don't think anything else, because I'm sure most folks probably did just fine. But but yeah, so that's my complaint that I had is it would take me out of a great story to have to sit and think where are we at. But that being said, I thought this was just outstanding. Of course, you had an all-star cast, a who's who. Any one of these actors carry individual movies on their own, and now you put them all together in one movie. So I thought everybody did an amazing job. From what I understand, a lot of actors really enjoy doing period pieces where they really get to dive into something and they have the elaborate costumes and the settings and the backdrops, and they get to speak in a certain way that's so different from what most of their modern movies are. Like, Emma and Florence and Joe and I'm using their real names, but they're such talented actors that they really get to sink their teeth into something, and I think they genuinely enjoyed it, especially that scene in the attic where Laurie jumps out from behind all the clothes. That seemed like something they were genuinely having a lot of fun with on set, so I'd like to see more of that. But I mean, just a complete life's journey of someone where you go from, you experience loss and getting over it and finding love and having regrets and doubting yourself. I mean, this was just a complete film from top to bottom. I thought it was outstanding.
Yeah, like he said, I'll elaborate on that real quick too, is just between Joe and Laurie, just the chemistry they had together, and then even the four sisters, how much chemistry they had working together on here. And Diamond Dave did have it up as Louisa May Alcott was the author of the book, and so they did a phenomenal job. This movie from top to bottom was really good as far as having how do you want to say it, advice, what they were saying, possible to be right and be foolish. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. I mean, they all had their different viewpoints and different wants. At the beginning, with Meg, Emma wanted a rich husband. She wanted that rich, lavish lifestyle, and she lost that because she got the fabric for the dress, and he was willing to say, no, send it away, we can get the dress made. She's like, no, I sold it to show that they love each other, it doesn't matter what they have. And she was telling us she was pressured by her friends, even where she had the dress and she got all mad that when Laurie was like, I don't care for the dress, because he wanted to show her that he loves you for you. And so it seemed like in the time jump, because I get what you're saying with it was a little jumpy, that's why I think maybe they threw in the cutting the hair. I don't know if that was in the novel or not, but to sell her hair, but
certainly helped.
It's serviced us as helping us with knowing the time jumps. But we saw her grow, that she got rid of the materialistic things in her mind. I mean, Amy was going to be this painter after meeting with Aunt March, and she was like, you have to either be rich or be with a rich man. And she even was confronted by Laurie, do you love him? And she went through the whole list of why to marry someone rich, and it boiled down to, do you love him? Same thing that Marmee told Joe. Do you love him? Well, I know he'll love me and this and that. Well, yeah, but do you love him? Because she was showing her that, hey, her and father, which was awesomely played by Bob Odenkirk, what a surprise, they didn't have really much, but they had the love in each other. And that's what she wanted Joe to find out, was it's not just one loving the other, it's they loved each other. Granted, remember she said she was angry at him from afar, and then even when Father March wanted to like, oh, I'm moving back out west, so I'll be mad at you again.
Yep.
But and then even when Amy too, she goes, dreams are just because my dreams are different doesn't mean they're not as important. So like showing that each sister had a different dream and each had a different personality. They all wanted to be like successful or have a loving husband or, you know, be a painter, Beth, Eliza crushed it. She was amazing in this and playing the piano. She showed her talents, that it was a piano, and she didn't want to go to like the balls and all this other stuff.
She was a lot quieter.
She liked being more reserved and like look at when she was playing piano, like Mr. Dashwood. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, that's not Mr. Lawrence. Like he didn't listen like in front of her to give her like the audience. He listened outside so that way she could be by herself doing it. So that was awesome. And this was a really fun movie from top to bottom and really well done, well acted, in the Civil War era was well represented. That was amazing. All the set dressing, like you touched on, this was a fun watch for me.
Yeah, this movie was a huge surprise. You know, when I came into watching it, look, I know not all period pieces are based off the same subject matter or tell the same story, but I'd be remiss if I didn't, kind of mirror some of Mason Quinn's thoughts, thinking, okay, is this going to be similar to Pride and Prejudice? And, I had mixed kind of feelings about that film, but this one just was like on a whole different level for me. First and foremost, just the acting, the performances that were delivered by everybody from top to bottom. I mean, look, I know Greta's a director. I know they have different people who work on casting, but to everybody who was involved in casting for this film, I mean, just spot on casting for everybody. So that's kind of the first thing. Everybody delivered amazing performances, and some actors that we've seen in previous things kind of stepping outside of their traditional roles and taking on kind of a new film. Timothée Chalamet, his character felt kind of Timothée Chalamet-ish, but for some of the other characters, so what an absolute just amazing performance by everybody from top to bottom. The thing that I'm most curious about, and I really honestly don't know much about the book and wasn't overly familiar with the film coming into this, which makes me really glad that I got a chance to watch this because of how incredible it was. But I'm really, really wondering if the same thing Mason Quinn is wondering, did May Alcott write this movie? Did May Alcott write the book based on her own life experiences? And we were seeing like this almost like three-dimensional like portrayal. She wrote it and then they're doing this and that. Or is it somebody who did May Alcott write the book about this girl who is a writer or whatever? And that was like really curious to me. And I really, one of the things that I found really unique about this film, and it threw me off when they did the first like breaking the fourth wall right at the end, and then the way they did kind of the changing of the end. I'm so wondering if like that happened with the author. Like, was the actual author of the book, was she in with the production people or the publishing people, and they were like, oh, we want you to change it, so she changed the ending and added a marriage. So that like has me super intrigued, but just kind of speaks volumes to how much this particular book and adaptation on film kind of sucks you in. You guys, anybody who's seen this channel before knows that I love like my lessons and I love diving into the meanings of movies. And if you're looking for a movie that has a lot of things that you can dive into, and I know Mason Quinn kind of joked like, how much time do we have to go in this review? This was it. And it was weird because normally when the movies that have this deep of lessons, I have a page full of notes, but I was so like involved in the movie, I didn't want to stop watching to write. The family dynamic I thought was great in this film, and one of the things that I thought was really neat is you have four sisters who are very, very close. They have a very tight bond, but they're such different
individuals, and they have their own personalities, they have their own quirks, they have their own things that they want in life, but they can still be very close and still be a very tight-knit family. And I think that's, one thing. Sometimes you have families and everybody's trying to influence where the other people need to go, and we saw that a little bit here, but they were all very strongly independent in their own right. Jo very focused on, the things that she wanted to do, what she wanted to accomplish as a writer. Meg seemed a little bit more practical. She wanted to go out and have fun, but she still wanted to do, like, to get married, have a family, have kids type thing. Amy, if I could say, like more of a free spirit, she just was all about having fun and just kind of very lighthearted. And then, Beth was a little bit more introverted, very passionate about her music. She wasn't really all about going out of the house.
And being helping.
Yeah.
We remiss for that. Look at what she did.
Right.
For the other family.
The family members. And, the mom, Marmee, just being a great mom. I loved it was a really powerful speech, especially as a relatively new parent, where the kids ask, like, oh, you do such a good job, how do you get through it? And it's like, well, you know what, she said she was angry every day, and it's like you do the absolute best that you can, and that was one of the things where Aunt March was kind of like, your mom's miserable every day, and it's like, well, we never see it, and it's like, well, she's
keeps that side away.
Yeah, she's doing that. So it was a very interesting film about family dynamics, and just kind of it was so cool to see how tight of a knit family they were. I found Laurie's grandpa to be a very interesting character, and I got a little
Mr.
Lawrence. It was interesting. So many times in these period pieces, they really villainize the ultra wealthy, and sometimes it fits the story. And here we had Mr. Lawrence had all the money, right? This huge house, servants, carriages, and all this. And the thing that brought him the most happiness was having Beth in his home playing the piano. Of course, in this instant, we found out that he had lost a daughter, and he had said that, she reminded him of that. And it just kind of, in a different manner, re-emphasized the importance of family, like he just missed his daughter. And of course, he gave her that beautiful piano, which at that time, obviously very expensive, and the joys that he found in giving. And it just and he was so nice throughout the film. He came and made sure the family was okay. It was very emotional when he couldn't go inside the house with Beth's funeral because she wasn't there. So I thought that was great. Obviously, the very powerful message here about women and their options as far as careers and success and pursuing their dreams, especially in those times. And it's tough because they didn't really have to sugarcoat much during those particular time periods. There was limited options for women who had these big dreams and had these big goals and had big aspirations, and you move ahead, and here we are in 2024, and the opportunities are obviously drastically different now. And you want to see everybody be able to pursue their dreams. And it, as somebody who has teenage nieces and stuff like that, and they're going through high school and getting ready to go to college and try to find their way in the world, it makes you definitely like I know it was a simpler time and stuff like that, but you feel bad. You feel bad about about the situation, and sometimes knowing somebody might have had a dream but didn't have the opportunity to pursue it, and felt like their way to succeed in life was to find somebody good to marry instead of chasing down your own goals. So I think that was really powerful. It was interesting the way they showed everybody having different meanings of success. Obviously, we saw Meg's struggles with money and struggles with, they didn't have as nice things as everybody else. And in the end,
the Joneses.
Yeah. And in the end, I mean, look, we talk about it in 2024, like, oh, now everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses nowadays. And it's like, look, it's pretty much always been that way, right? This isn't a new thing that we face here. in our modern times. But that was interesting. But she ended up finding happiness. And
Overcame it.
Yeah, she was so happy. Well, I don't want to say overcame.
Well, she did though at the end because she didn't care about the dress. She cared about her husband.
Right,
it
but
wasn't about keeping up and impressing the other.
But when
she was like, John is my husband and I am his wife.
I understand. I didn't like the word you chose, overcame it.
Oh.
It's not something you have to overcome or get over. I think she just changed her mindset as she got older. So it's just a semantics thing. I'm not disagreeing with you.
When I say that, I mean overcoming materialism, which is a bad thing.
Right. I just that was just like just a choice of words, a semantics thing. Joe, I thought Joe's character, obviously, the focal point of this film for me. I liked her struggles. It's not that she didn't want love, but I think she felt like that was going to stifle or hinder her own personal her ability to chase after her dreams because of the way it was back then. Oh, you get married, have kids, and then you stay at home, the husband goes to work, and she's like, no, I want to go out and I want to chase these things. And in the end, whether it was the way it was the author meant to write it or whether it was the way it just happened to work out, I think you can find lessons that the person that she married, she didn't marry for money. He was a professor, he was educated, he was blunt with her, and there's a lot of times people who are very strong-willed, that can be good for them, having somebody who's willing to tell you like, hey, maybe try this, try that. But I thought that worked out well. I was a little unsure about Laurie ended up with Amy and how that was going to kind of play out. But when they had him talking with Joe, and he was very forward about it, and he just said it's a different kind of love. So they did well with that. But overall, I thought this was really great. I got pretty choked up. The scene where they go to the poor house, or the poor family's house on Christmas was tough to watch. The house with the boards, and they're all cuddling in one bed to stay warm, and they brought their food over there, and then Mr. Lawrence sent food there. That was a tough scene, but again, it was just a powerful film about so many different things, and I'm sure there's a lot we're gonna miss. We try to keep these reviews. I don't want to say
it's like
short.
How much time do we have?
Yeah, and I'm sure there's 2-hour YouTube videos and probably
it's literally our first watch, right? And then we immediately go into these things.
So we immediately go into it.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there's been probably, I'm sure people have written college papers about this book and of course, but yeah, overall, I thought this was really well done. If I had one, it's not even a gripe. So this isn't a gripe on the film at all. So I shouldn't even say if I had one gripe or one nitpick, because I thought this film was pretty much perfection. This is another movie that I watch where I sit back and I think, you know what? This was a 2-hour movie. I think you could take the exact same story. If I can pick my caveat, it would be with this cast, please, and turn it into like a 10-episode Netflix thing. The character development was so good in this. The story was so good. It kind of leaves you still you have other questions. Well, what happened here? What happened here? If this would be a 10-episode, 1 hour and 20 each thing on Netflix, I'd be the first one to dive in and binge watch it. And again, that's obviously nothing a gripe against the movie, but just a note that I wanted to put out there. This feels like it definitely could have been a series, and that each episode could have just really,
dive in deeper
into the details, and I'm sure the people who love this movie and the people who love this book probably would be happy with something like that as well.
Yeah, honestly, that would be like you said, with this cast, and if that were in some other alternate universe happen, I definitely would be there watching it too, because and again, Greta did nothing wrong at all with how she told this story. There's some pieces in there I'm like, man, they could probably dive in deeper there. They could probably dive in deeper there if they wanted to. I mean, what they did here was satisfactory enough, but if they wanted to keep it rolling, easily they had more meat on the bone. I think for Greta, especially Greta, with how talented she is, she could easily just probably, all right, yeah, I got tons more here.
Yeah, maybe there's some on the cutting room floor too.
Sure, I'm sure. First off, congrats to Greta on this. A couple years too late, right? Because this is the first time I'm watching this. And congrats to the crew and the cast, because I think everyone did great. I've been vocal on before by saying period pieces really don't get me.
Don't trip his trigger.
excited. Yeah, they don't get me too excited. But with this channel, I'm learning. I need to get out of whatever norm I have for just watching films, and seeing this. And I am a little biased because of this cast. Pretty much everybody
That helps.
in this cast.
We're not going to blame you for that.
Yeah, I was already invested with this cast. So this story on top of it made it much easier for me to digest. A lot of dialogue. So I can only imagine what the script looked like, how much Greta and the crew had to take out or put back in. I don't know. I would love to see those stories someday. As far as like some of the stories and the characters here, Joe's story was very interesting. The family dynamic, which they did a pretty good job of portraying as an importance here in this film. Seeing the sisters grow up and have those great moments too, and the moments of, literally fighting. 'Cause that's exactly how families are. I'm sure, if you're sisters, I'm sure you had a battle or two. If you're brothers, I'm sure you had a battle or two. Sister brothers, I'm sure you've had a battle or two. So that was kind of cool to see that in there. Joe, and it was really with all of them, but I'm going with the main character here, Joe. The resilience that she had through trying to stay on her goals through this whole time. Now, did it come at a cost? There's you could probably make an argument in here too that staying with whatever goal or whatever you're trying to accomplish, it does come along with sacrifice. So she sacrificed a couple things, right? In here, she sacrificed what I would consider, and at that time though, it's totally fair to say that Joe did not have those feelings as Laurie. But later on, she must have had some sort of feeling there, and she was just fighting it, right? It's because she came back and said, I would. Now, granted, she didn't say I love Laurie, right? But she did write that letter, and there was kind of that expectation now that when Laurie comes back, we're going to talk and see what kind of relationship we can get going. But that's one of the things that I consider as a sacrifice too, because she was trying to find things to just stay on the course that she wanted to be on and make her own self, make her own woman, so to speak. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you can kind of relate to it with your job. People can relate to that with their jobs because the sacrifices they have to make versus time, all that. So I thought that was cool. The personal growth out of all the sisters, they all had their little, moments that they were kind of showing us here. Amy, for me, was probably the biggest one, which is Florence Pugh. So that was pretty cool to see in the time jumps where I was doing a pretty good job keeping up until the last moment there of the time jump.
The time jumps did seem to get a little bit tougher the later into the movie we got, I thought.
Well, I was trying to base a lot on Joe's hair.
Yeah.
And
I think that's why they might have done it.
And that's great that they did that, because obviously they needed some separation.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll play with lighting or whatever to show that. Yeah.
And so seeing how Amy was, not saying that she was immature, because I don't think that's the right word, but, growing up and into where she was with Aunt March. I felt like there was a lot of growth there. Not saying the other sisters didn't grow at all, but hers was the one that stood out more to me. The loss and grief in here was interesting as well. Man, that was kind of a heavy hitter on losing Beth like that. So the way they set that up and executed that, I thought everyone did great, because when it was coming back around for Joe to come downstairs, I was like, okay, maybe they're just going to show Beth really looking, because before it was she looks great, looks better, better. Maybe this one she looked like it was really bad. I just didn't expect it to be. She's donezo. So I thought the way that they handled, they were showing the quick moments of it, but then we had a quick flashback, was the wild emotion of Joe saying that basically she just doesn't want to be alone, which again highlights the tight-knit family group that they had, and just some things that Joe was going through as well, which then comes back around again with that nice speech that she had with Marmee, Laura Dern there at the end, where just before she was asking if she loved Laurie, where I can't remember the whole speech. You know what it is. But I thought it was a really well-executed speech for Saoirse Ronan. I always butcher your name, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's why we've been calling her Joe during most of this.
Yeah, I think I was maybe
Ronan,
in the ballpark.
You did a great job.
And then just the ending with the flashbacks, too. I noticed Greta did that really well in Barbie, where I think some of you said it was really the cast and crew during that flashback.
The cast, it was a cast and crew. I think it was real people in the flashback.
Yep. So in here, they just before it went to cut to black, they did those flashbacks again of just the sisters. I thought that was really well done again. Another emotional hit. So I think you guys did a good job covering the rest. But again, well done. I think I have some other stuff here, but whatever. We're going probably too long. I feel like this could be like an hour.
Yeah, this feels like more of a. Honestly, this is one of the movies that we've done where it feels like, and now I'm looking back on my time I'm like, God, I think I missed a lot. And I'm like, where are we at as far as? I'm like, I missed a lot. And I'm guessing this is one where we could sit down and hey guys, we're gonna do I'm not saying we're gonna do this, but just hey, we could do a Bad Medicine live, and we're gonna schedule 3 hours where
1 hour is dedicated.
We love the requests that come in to watch other movies, but we're gonna spend 3 hours for the first hour and a half. It's just gonna be talking about Little Women. I am curious now, though. I gotta ask Diamond Dave if we're ever gonna do it for the channel, because if not, I saw that there was a '94 version with Winona Ryder.
I hope you guys want us to see that.
Christian Bale. I mean, obviously.
And how does that compare to this one?
The discussions about the lessons, I think, would be very much the same. So,
and the time frame of '94.
Yeah, watching it as a reaction channel. We're gonna know the things that happen in the story, right? So it's not like, oh my gosh, we lose Beth at the end. But I want to watch the take on the book, and I want to watch the performances, the differences. 30 years. I mean, that's
well, and you have a different director. It could be a different vision for
Are you
it,
Team 94 or Team 19?
Yeah, that's actually a good question, y'all. And real quick too, I want to highlight. I think it's very relatable for Joe's question here too, of how much she was providing for the family and how much hard work she was putting in. They were showing us that a lot of times were her hands. I thought that was great detail.
Oh yeah, with the ink.
With the ink.
Work.
And just the work that they put in.
I think there's so much. I think it was very symbolic, because there's so many things that go into with traditionally with men, right? Like, we have dirty hands, or
when she even said that about Laurie,
rough hands, and like
soft hands.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the look at your hands, that's how much work you can tell. And so they kept showing her hands with the ink and how much work. And when one hand got tired, she couldn't work anymore, what did she do? She switched it to the other.
Yeah.
That threw me off. I'm like, oh shit, she just switched to the other hand. Well, so she could keep working.
I don't know if she can do that in real life, because that'd be pretty cool. Or if she worked on that specifically for this movie, or if all of a sudden she goes, hey, I can write with both hands. Like, well, I know exactly where to put that in this movie.
Yeah.
So,
all right, yeah. So for me, folks, this one was really enjoyable. I really liked it a lot. Something I did not expect. So for me, this is a 4 out of 5 answers. I loved all the actors' work. Look, it's been 30-ish minutes. I don't need to rehash everything we already said, but this one was a lot of fun. Again, something I never would have watched in a million years without this channel and without all of you out there. So again, thank you for that. A lot of fun. Like I said, my issue would be a me problem with having a little bit of difficulty with the time jumps, and that just took me out of it. I had to step back and try to think and then get back invested into the movie. But again, that's a personal thing. If I watched it again, I probably wouldn't notice it. So 4 for me.
Yeah, this was a great cast, great film, well executed. And even you're talking about with women, even at the end or towards the end where Amy's talking to Laurie, laid it all out to beat you on the head one last time of why she has to marry it. This was great. Well done. 4.5 answers out of 5. I really enjoyed it. And if the 94 is as good or not, we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, when we break down movies and give scores, sometimes it's just off of pure emotion, or if it's relatable and things like that. And I can't really say, look, there was some really powerful scenes with Mr. Lawrence and with the poor family on Christmas. But breaking down this movie, it's let's look at the components of the movie. The book, the story, amazing. Casting was a great job. The performances from the actors and actresses in this particular film, for me, were top notch among just about everything that we've watched. Timothée Chalamet, the glass up in the air. Florence Pugh, who is one of my absolute favorite actresses, and she's such a dynamic actress. It's like they can put her. We got her in Oppenheimer. We got her in Hawkeye. We have her in
Midsommar.
We have her in Midsommar, and now we have her in Little Women. And the performances. And again, I go back to, was it what May Alcott wanted, or was it what the publishers told her they had to do? But the ending, chasing him out in the rain, when she turned around, the whole family was like, go. The dad was like, go.
Kiss her with love,
bring that
or
up
kiss him with love.
Was that what they wanted? Was that whole sequence at the end there of them hashing deals out? Was that part of it?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm so drawn into this film because I don't know anything going into it.
Part of the lesson, I think.
And obviously, I think you guys are going to help us out in the comments, and we're going to research it after. One thing we try not to do is, or I'm not saying try not to do, we just don't do when we come into new films is do all the research on it. One, you're going to get spoilers. Two, it's like it muddies up your review. Well, now I know what everybody else said about this film, so then I'm going to tailor what I say around that. But it's like, so that's the thing I'm most curious about how was it that was a reflection of what actually happened.
Well, for me, it's the comments, because then we get all the lovely comments from all of
yeah. And I do want to know.
And it's faster to get the actual direct information.
Exactly.
Because I know some people you got a computer right there. Well, folks, seriously, it's actually faster sometimes to actually get it from you because you're direct and to the point of what we're asking, and then spending time trying to look for shit.
I don't have to go through Google and say, well, would you like to buy the Little Woman book? No, I just want the answers.
But in any regard,
that's because he's been burned by
from
that before.
Top to bottom for this film. I think it was a home run. For me, was it the most emotional film? No. Was it the most action or whatever? No. But if I take all the components of the film and just an overall really solid story, I'm left with little options other than a 5. I can't, like I said, the only thing that I can nitpick about this is that this for me could have been a 2.5-hour movie. They could have stretched it out a little bit more and given me more character development and more story. And I know what you're all going to say. Well, Oak, that means time to go after the book. And usually when book adaptations,
reading makes them sleepy.
Yeah.
I do audiobooks. Started that back with Potter, which is another story, but in any regard, a 5 for me.
Yeah, 4.2 for me. Well done with everybody. If you didn't like it, I probably would understand your reasoning. If you just say it sucks, well, that doesn't count because I need to know why.
Why?
But,
it just does.
If you love it, totally understand why. Again, this whole cast, the crew, y'all crushed it. Just phenomenal.
Look at you guys out there changing Diamond Dave.
We got Emma, we got Bob, we got Timothy. Laura Dern. Saoirse Ronan. Again, I probably butchered your name, but again, this whole Eliza, this whole cast is just phenomenal. So, 4.2.
All right.
Well, look at that. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully, you enjoyed it as much as we did. And look at you, you're changing Diamond Dave one period piece at a time. So,
one period piece.
We'll see how the next one goes.
So, for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, Answer. Catch you later, pals. Jeez.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
And on the next one.
Well, the next one I'm playing.
Line.
Movie.
Line.